Now imagine you're having to start a project, a design project or development project, and then you have to manually type in the styles or variables you need. In our case, for scalability, we use variables, of course. Variables one by one. Now, imagine that for every new project you start. All right. Now, it's not even typing it that is the issue. It's the fact that you have to, okay, you have the brand gives you a brand guideline. And usually in these guidelines, they just have, let's say, one color, one primary color, one secondary color, basically the base colors for different needs. You have to then create light variants and shades for these colors, and then typography, you have to make the scaling system, and a whole lot of other variables you have to make. Imagine doing this for design and then development for every single project. That's a lot of time being wasted. So in this video today, we're going to learn how to do them faster and better with core framework and any AI of your choice and token studio inside of Figma. So this would work for both designers that use Figma or developers that either code or use WordPress. For me, it's WordPress. So let's get into making our design framework a scalable one without too much talk. Let's get started. So you go to coreframework.com, you register, it's free, and then you come here and you click on, normally you'll be here, your purchases. So you just click on open web app and then create a new project. So let's create, you can rename your project there. I'll advise you start with this, then you edit it. But if you want to start empty, you go on. So I'll click on continue. Was this at 100 and was it at 62.5? So developers usually know this. This is more like for conversion for rem to pixels. So if it's 100, one rem will equal 16 pixels. If it's 62.5, one rem will equal 10 pixels. So why choose which? For me, I choose 62.5, and that is because if I have to do 5 rem, I know 5 rem is 50 pixels, but if 1 rem is equal to 16 pixels, I have to think 16 times 5, which I don't have the time to do that. Already we are trying to save time, so we shouldn't be creating what to make us use more time. So once you're done with that, you click on finish. And then you have a system to work with from ground up. So it has you can do like light and dark modes if you want, but in this video we won't be doing that. So let's take that off. 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 Take all of them off. And then you see this is in HSLA, hue, saturation, light, alpha. That's the opacity. But you want to add a hex value to make your edit. So you click here and you can choose different values from here. So I'll say hex. Then I'll just change this to my own color. And I'll change it back to what it was before. Now, if you look down here, you have shades and tints. You can choose how many shades you want and how many tints you want. So let's say I want 8 shades and I want 8 tints. So if you want transparent variants too, you check this. If you don't want, you turn it off. For me, I want them. So this part is for developers. It wouldn't actually be useful for designers while in Figma, because we do not use classes. Developers know what classes are. So this basically, when you make this, turn it on. So this will make a utility class for text. So you see something like primary text Shades will be like D1, tints will be L1, so dark and light. Background, primary background, like that is, I don't want all of those classes. Even when I'm developing, I don't use them. So you turn them off or on if you need. So once you are done for all of the colors, then go to typography. So for typography, it helps you set a fluid typography system in the sense that you don't have to jump from breakpoint to breakpoint to define the typography size for that breakpoint. So imagine going to desktop, tablet, then mobile landscape, then mobile portrait, then smaller mobile landscape, then smaller mobile portrait. That's a lot. You can just set the max font size. Max font size is for desktop. Main font size is for mobile. And then it creates a clamp system where it then fluidly grows or shrinks based on the device width you are viewing on. So I set mine to major second for minimum and major third for maximum. So this is how the bigger the desktop grows. This is how the mobile grows. So now you see 16 will be for minimum, it will be for maximum, just like that. Then I do not use any of this. You can check them out, but I do not use. If you want an extensive video on core framework as a whole, let me know in the comment section. But for this video, you have something else to work on. So once you are done, you go to spacing. So just as you have fluid typography, you also have fluid spacing. Same way it works. So you can just adjust your scale ratios here. I'll use major second and major third here also. Then this is fine. Go to components, I turn off everything here. You can use it, but I do not. Layout, I turn off everything here. Besides, this video is to help both designers and developers, and this does not help designers. But if you want an extensive video on core framework, just let me know in the comment section. So turn all of that off. Then for design, I just leave border radius bars and border radius. Then I turn everything else off. I duplicated it by mistake. Font, I don't need that. Style sheets, no. Others, turn this off. Off. And then we go back to colors. So if you don't need more than one color, you can just click on this and delete. No right click, just left click. And you delete the one you don't. So you might just have primary and ascent, some primary and secondary, some primary, secondary, tertiary. So whatever works for you, fix that. So we don't want dark and light mode here. Whatever you do, click on Save Changes before you move to the next part. If not, it won't save. You understand? Remember, we changed this color. This wasn't the color it was before. This was the color it was before 100. And then remember to save. Whatever you do, save. If you use Premiere Pro or Premiere Adobe Product for design, for the video editing or motion design, you understand what you need to save. So once you're done, save. So once you're done saving, you then click on Preview CSS. Now, the next part is bringing this into Figma as variables. But now, Figma does not understand CSS. There's no way you can do that except with a plugin. And even a plugin doesn't use CSS, it's using JSON. And what that plugin is Token Studio. So it's Token Studio for Figma, this one. You click to open. I click on new empty file. So now you want to convert this to what this will understand, so that you then convert it to what Figma understands. So let's say we are creating a color. BF100. We want something that will create just as you have the names inside of core framework. Primary, you want it here with the color like that. So instead of you typing in 1, no, you don't want to do that. You use Token Studio with core framework. So after you've done save your changes, go to any AI of your choice. As you can see, I'm using Google. I'm a fan of Google. I'm also not a fan of Google. Another story for another day. But let's continue. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Grok, you can use Perplexity, you can use Claude. Whatever AI of your choice is fine. So I would give a link to where you can copy my prompt and also the JSON sample I'm going to give to Gemini right now. So I'll paste that sample. So I have it here. So I'll paste it and I'll say that's a sample from Token Studio inside of Figma. With that, I'm able to create variables. Figma understands. What I want you to do is understand what the JSON code has, because I'm going to paste a CSS code for you to filter and get just what is needed to get for Figma as shown in the sample code. Whew. I press enter. Now you allow it to thinking. Perplexity. The last time I tried Grok was actually fast. Like really fast. It's like so once done, see, that's gotten everything. You understand, including aliasing. So aliasing is, remember, let me even show you something about aliasing. So let's say you want this text 4L to be your heading 1. Come here and copy and you paste heading 1. You click, you create another one like that, heading 2. Spacing 2, you can do something like section padding Y. Then you put the space, you copy the spacing, the variable for that space, and put it into your contextual one. So you know, okay, anytime I'm doing section padding for the y-axis, this is what I'm going to do. I don't have to go and think, is it 4XL, is it 5XL? That's where aliases comes in. It's usually using your variables and making it contextual based on what you set here. So once you've done all of that and you've gotten already save CSS, we don't have anything here, so let's put something in here. Definitely do for x-axis too. You can do the color already does all of that for you, so you don't need that. You can do that for type yeah, already have that. So after all done, go then copy CSS and then go to your AI. I then say here's the after picking you say here's the AI. If I say AI, here's the CSS. Filter only what's needed. Then follow closely. For the clamp, you remember our fluid typography or fluid spacing? You cannot do that inside of Figma. You can't use that inside of Figma because Figma is usually pixels, pixels, pixels. Like it's static. So it has to be this for this and that for that. There's a way to do it, but then you have to define for desktop differently than define for mobile differently. And in our case now, it is already defining for desktop. So what you do is then for the clamp, you say get the biggest value, which is the desktop value, and convert to pixels. Now, after converting to pixels, you don't want to just end there. You know, we have decimals where you see something like 22.4, and you don't want that. You want it to be straightforward. So you see for pixels lower than 16, round it up to nearest multiple of 2. And for pixels higher than 16, round it up to nearest multiple of 4. So what it does is you won't see anything like 20.5, you only see 22 or 24, 26. Basically just like that. 35 now will be 36, 42 will be 44 or 48 or 42, you understand? So that's what this is doing. Filter, then do round up. Make sure one rem equals 10 pixels with your conversion, and then you enter. Like I said, if it was Grok now, you just Grok is quite fast. I don't know how, but Grok was fast. I just use Gemini because Gemini, I don't know if it's because I'm using the pro version. It just understands faster, even though it takes a bit of time. I know I do it once and for all. Grok actually does it once and for all, but probably, as I said, I'm not using the pro version over there, so it takes a bit of freestyling what it has gotten. Now, see, it has done everything for you. Just wait for it to finish and then you just copy your JSON. So let's wait for that to happen. So it's done. Click on copy. Go to Figma. Come here. Select all the video choice and you paste and you say save JSON. I save. Now if you go back here, you see all your brown colors. You see primary, then see secondary, then see tertiary. See your black, see your white, see your beige. So this is just a little because I didn't tell it to give either a shade or a tint. Same for this. So if you worked on that, you would have given that. Then for your contextual, you see it linked it to your scale S. See button space, scale S, scale S. So all of the aliases was done beautifully. Now, how do you then move it to Figma? But before moving it to Figma, if you go to variables now, you see collection name. You want to set your collection name first before you move it. How you do that is, right click here, rename. I will say Hebronmimam. Click on change, and then styles and variables. Say export style and variables to Figma. For you, everything will be checked, but I only want variables. I don't want style. That's like I unchecked this and click on confirm. And click on export to Figma. I see one collection, sometimes that's 3 variables created. You can go here. You go to that collection and you see how beautifully your design system for colors, typography, and spacing is ready. It's like magic. And look at our heading 1. It's linked it to our text for XL. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Everything just like magic. So no more taking a lot of time. More beautiful about this is you can, after saving, you can go back to web app and you can make a copy of whatever project you want to copy. In case you want to change the name, open project, wait for it to load, go to preferences, and you can change the name here. So I'll change the name to my people. Save changes. Then you go back and I see my people. So that's how you save 2 million hours. Just okay, but that's how you save time with Token Studio paired with Core Framework paired with any area of your choice. See you in the next one.